I'm Sahla Farsana. I'm doing my final year BBA LLB at Nehru Academy of Law. എക്സ്പീരിയൻസിനെ പറ്റി പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ 2015 ഞാൻ ഫസ്റ്റ് ടൈമായിട്ട് ഈ ഒരു സ്പീക്ക് ഫോർ ഇന്ത്യ കോമ്പറ്റീഷനിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കുന്നത്. കാരണം ഞാൻ ലോ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ കോഴ്സ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള ഫസ്റ്റ് ഒരു കോമ്പറ്റീഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഈ ഒരു ഡിബേറ്റ് ആയിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ എനിക്കത് ശരിക്കും ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയില്ല. ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ ഐ ഡ്രോപ്പ് ഫ്രം ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് റൗണ്ട്. ആ ഒരു പേടി 2016 2017 ആ കോമ്പറ്റീഷനിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കാൻ എനിക്ക് അത്രയും പേടിയുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. കാരണം എനിക്ക് കിട്ടില്ല എന്നുള്ളൊരു തോന്നലായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെയാണ് 2018 കഴിഞ്ഞ പ്രാവശ്യം ഞാൻ പങ്കെടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ ഫസ്റ്റ് റൗണ്ടിൽ ഞാൻ ഔട്ടായി. And 2019 ഇപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ പങ്കെടുത്തിട്ട് I'm here in the semi-finals and I'm so proud and happy because there is a growth in me and I don't, if I'm not winning or ആണെങ്കിലും it's not a big deal for me because after all I believe what matters is a growth in you and I can feel that growth in me, I can feel that vibration in me, so I'm happy with that. And എന്താ പറയുക, ജയിക്കുന്നതും തോൽക്കുന്നതും എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് it is not at all a concern because I believe like I have already won with my fear. Thank you.
That's a great thing. You know, Sahla, you never give up in that attitude. You have to fight and finally you are in the semi-finals. From that 75,000 into the top 32. Congratulations and all the very best. Sahla, off to you. Merin.
I'm Merin Josy and I'm from MA College of Engineering in Kodamangalam and I'm doing my first year in BTech Electrical Electronics Engineering. To me, this is a very different experience because I'm a person from, I've been debating ever since my school days and it's been a great opportunity and there has been many instances when I have gone numb on the stage, not being able to say anything. I've walked out of the stage many a times, but then something in me told that I should be consistent about it. I did it, I was consistent and finally I've reached here and I'm very proud of the fact that institution, a reverend institution like Federal Bank is organizing such an initiative. Because, see, I lived a few years of my life abroad. So when I came to Kerala, I was very intimidated with the fact that perhaps I'll not be able to keep up with my old routines. But I'm glad that I've been able to keep up with them. And it's a very different experience and I love doing this.
And congratulations that you are in the semi-finals and wish you all the best, Merin. Now, let's get back to the competition. Now we have 1 minute and Sahla, your 1 minute starts right now.
I'm the master of my fate and I'm the captain of my soul. William Ernest Henry. Euthanasia respects two important rights of an individual. The first one is right to self-determination and right to privacy. Since passive euthanasia has been made legal in the country through a precedent, the active euthanasia should be also made legal because there is an express consent from the person. And it is absolutely a right which must be tied to the right to privacy. Article 21 of the Indian Constitution guarantees every person to live with a dignity. And if the state of a person is such that he don't want to live anymore or if it is against his dignity, then he must give the fundamental right to die. And the euthanasia is not new to the country India. When we go back to the history in the Hindu mythology, Lord Ram and his brother have taken Jala Samadhi from the river Sarayu. And also Buddha and Mahavir have achieved that by seeking to it. So these are all the examples. What we lack in country India is that we don't have proper legislation.
Your time up, Sahla. At Merin, you have 1 minute and your time starts now.
Aruna Shanbhog is a name etched in the history with the landmark verdict on the legislation of passive euthanasia. From that day onwards, we have seen that she spent 43 years of her life in a vegetative state, paralyzed and reduced nothing more than a child in oblivion after the heinous attack on her. But she lived under the undue care of her colleagues who were unwilling to let her die even when the court pronounced the verdict. Euthanasia must not be legalized as it is not within our ambit to predict whether tomorrow a medical breakthrough can't happen. Active euthanasia is equivalent to murdering oneself. Dignity is when you fight and emerge victorious and not when you succumb to self-administration of death. We should embrace life even in the most difficult times. Death is not an answer to our problems, but an escape from them. Moreover, in our country, where our laws can be manipulated, many a times we have seen that money-greedy relatives take into account under the pretext of euthanasia, they exploit this law.
Time up. Thank you. Now you have 3 minutes for the debate and your time starts now. Sahla.
Every person has got the right to live under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, right to live with dignity. I'd like to cite out a case in the Thomas Master case, which has happened in the High Court of Kerala, where he says his missions in the life is completed and he want to die. And also another example we can cite, if a person is saying that I don't want to live, I want to die, and how far the state can stop that person from dying. He's also exercising his fundamental right to die under Article 21.
Okay.
Just as you said, my worthy opponent, that there is right to life, equivalent to that is the right to die with dignity. Dignity is on how you define it. Having a dignified death also means fighting against all the odds in your life and emerging victorious. Just as I said, even when you have the terminal of, even the worst of all diseases in your life, having the bleak hope in you, keeping that alive, that is dignity, dying with dignity.
Please.
Apart from the passive euthanasia, my friend, I'm talking about the active euthanasia, in which the person is saying that I want to die. I have completed all the purpose in life, or I don't want to suffer this unbearable pain. So in such a condition, the person himself is giving express consent to the state that I want to die. So how far the state can stop that person from exercising his fundamental right?
Okay.
See, under this topic, our jurisdiction involves saying whether active euthanasia must be legalized or not. Passive is already legalized, and we know that lethally injecting a person to death is equivalent to a crime. It's equivalent to murder. You were given life without your consent, then how can you take your life?
I do agree with
Wait,
that.
did you finish? Yes.
I do agree with your statement. It is equal to that of killing a person. But if myself is saying that I want to die, kill me, then how far the state can say like, don't die, it is my fundamental right. If I say that I want to live a dignified life, I don't want to live more because my purpose in life is completed, I want to go with more pain. So how can the state say don't?
Okay, Merin.
Now I remember the famous quote of Pope Francis. To err is to human and to forgive is to divine. Even in that, we have seen when a child commits a mistake, the father is there to reprimand him from making the mistake. Just like that, the Supreme Court is there to give a verdict on this. And we have seen active euthanasia is something that is equivalent to murdering oneself. A person might not be in the right framework, he takes a decision like this. And we are supposed to correct it by taking correct legislative measures.
How can the state encroach into the privacy of a person if I'm saying that I want to die? How come the Supreme Court can encroach into my right to privacy when I say that I want to die?
Please, Merin.
Right to life is an important criterion, but right to live with dignity is also another. When you say that you want to die, you're claiming that you want to commit a murder of yourself. And that is a crime. You should value life. And that depends on the person that we speak about. If a person is under a kind of authoritarian perception, then I think that is a different criteria.
Time up. Thank you so much, both of you. Now it's time to interact with the jury. Stay back.
You said once you are master of your own fate, and if you want to really die, nobody can prevent. But euthanasia is not for persons who want, because their decision-making factors or faculties are no more available. So how do you countenance your argument that my right to die or my right to take a decision on my own when I don't have the faculties or the ability to take a decision at all? Someone else is pulling the plug. How do you justify that? Legally, that is even.
Okay. Is the question clear?
Sir, once more, can you repeat?
Okay. You started with a very bold statement. You said, I got control over my fate. Wonderful. I agree with that. You said you got a right to decide about your life. I agree with that. But when somebody is in the vegetative state and is unable to take any decision on his own and someone else controls or rather pulls the plug, how do you justify that, and that too legally insulated?
Sir, I have mentioned about...
Wait. On your mic. Wait.
Sir,
just wait. You have time. 30 seconds.
I'm clarifying the
Okay,
question.
you're clarifying.
I mean, she can clarify. Okay.
Sir, what I have mentioned is that I'm supporting active euthanasia. Since passive is already made legal, there's no need of debating into that. And the Supreme Court have stated in the living will. Living will means if I'm before going to the comatose state or the vegetative state.
Sahla, the topic does not distinguish between active or passive. It's only euthanasia.
Exactly.
And it's not talking about live will or anything like that. It only talks about
Whether
daya vadam, nothing else.
So when I have clarified with the topic, they have told me that it includes both.
Fine. So how do you like to take my question on that?
Okay.
Is the question clear? Yes?
Yes,
Okay,
sir, I just want
now-
to make one more statement, 1 minute.
But-
About the question.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Since my argument was voluntary euthanasia or active euthanasia is being legal, I'm answering in that perspective.
Sahla, so am I to understand that you are talking about me standing up and saying that today I want to die?
Yes, because, okay.
Okay, ready? Sahla, you ready? And Sahla, your 30 seconds starts right now.
Right to die is my fundamental right because Article 21 guarantees right to life with a dignified life. And when a person voluntarily permits death, it is equal to that of committing suicide under Section 306 of the Indian Penal Code. And there is no any clear different distinction given in the Indian Penal Code about the voluntary death and also euthanasia. Since such a case existing, we can plead that, we can say that if the state is saying me not to die, and if I'm requesting the state that I want to die, it is the very clear-cut violation of the fundamental right to life under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution.
All right.
Merin,
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
you had a wonderful statement. I liked whatever you said. The issue is simply this. I may die, but should the family die with me? Because if I'm put on ventilator, if I'm put on life support system, I not only die, but I see to that all the financial resources of my family is also eroded. Is it what you want? Is it what a welfare state wants? Is my question clear?
Is the question clear, Merin?
Yes.
Yes, and Merin, now you have 30 seconds to answer this question, and your time starts right now.
If we consider the economic resources of a person into consideration in this case, I think it varies from person to person and circumstances. A person's death, when we are putting him into a ventilator, we're actually giving him another second chance to sustain the life. And we can't be sure about whether that person can come back to life. So taking a chance on economic resources for life, putting life at stake, I don't think it is at par to be analyzed. Because always life counts much more to me than money. And I would put anything at stake to save my life more than any economic resource that I would have to pull out for that. So.